All right, hopefully a real quick one to illustrate what I meant about wet tumbling being, more labor. So you can assume from what you saw already that we had to decap the dirty, I like to decap the dirty fiberglass, put it in the wet tumbler, add the water, add the Lemon Shine and detergent, run the thing, and then you saw me pour out the dirty water, and in the dirty water came out, because I didn't use a screen, a bunch of pins into that water. Poured the water off, and so you see some of those pins, but there's still pins in the tumbler itself. So I'm going to separate those with this media separator that I got at Cabela's, RCBS. I mean, there's several companies that make the same little plastic DVD. There are other ways to do it, but I mean, this is convenient. So pour the brass and the pins out. See, they're wet, so they stick. I like to let this thing dry out. So you always get some stuck underneath. See, it's labor. Always get some stuck under here. I want those to come out. They're all not going to come out, but we want it to get as much as possible. Again, surface tension, the wet pins is causing it to stick. All right, got out the ones that were trapped underneath that cap. That's kind of good enough. And we close the media separator. All right, close the lid. Like a salad spinner. We're taking the water out of the cases. Taking out the pins, hopefully. All right, so open the lid. Open this part. There's only, like I say, only 50 cases. So those cases ought to be free of pins. They're a little wet, but most of the water's shaken off of them. And I will take those cases out and put them on a towel or something here. All right, so I'll just dump them into, well, you know what? I don't have to do that. I just leave them in the basket for now. And so you need to dry those. You can just leave them alone. You can put them in the sun. You put them in a toaster oven. You can put them in a, you've got a little dehumidifier, brass dryer type thing. You can do that too. I'll just leave these off to the side for now. And now we've got all the pins that came out that are in the bin now. You don't want to leave these pins wet. I mean, they're stainless steel, but they could rust. So I'll use this pickup magnet. All right. Pull the handle and they fall out, and transfer them. I'll usually put them on a towel, an old towel, and just let them, dry out. And after they're dry, I put them back in a little steel container, and they go everywhere. But we can just go back, and once you fill, they're easy to pick up. I think this little brass magnet was, 10, 12 bucks, and for the labor that, if you try to pick up those pins with your fingers, I mean, they're really small. And you do lose some, but I think you get 5 pounds with the tumbler. So that gives you an idea of some of the labor involved. But I think it's worth it if you have cases that need cleaning, like the ones with black powder residue. I mean, it's almost, although you could, I know some people that will clean them. They'll soak them in a solution that neutralizes the chemical reaction, and then they'll dry tumble them, and they're clean enough. I mean, they're not shiny like we saw. But that's functional, and that's fine. And you saved yourself, a certain amount of the labor. But again, this is a you do you type thing. Whatever you think gets you where you need to be. Some people, care about having their brass all the way back to sort of virgin brass condition, and some people don't. And the ammo works fine either way. So hopefully that is an illustration for you that makes some sense, and we will end this here, and again, see you on the range.